So next one we're going to do is eye glare. So I'm going to go ahead and click and drag that in. And we're going to get rid of the glasses glare. Keep in mind, getting rid of glasses glare is actually really difficult. So this is just a shortcut way that doesn't work perfectly, but it will sometimes do the job. So I'm going to use my quick selection tool to select both of these. Also, I need to make sure my background layer is not locked. Now, so you can click on that little lock and it unlocks it. If for some reason it won't unlock, you could have, and let me Control Z back, you could right click and choose layer from background. Call it glasses and say OK. Alright, so I have these selected and I'm going to just apply an adjustment layer called levels. And you take this little black kind of triangle and you start to click and drag, and if you look at the glasses, they're starting to kind of get darker. So you want to get to right around where the white shirt starts showing up. If you go too far over, it darkens it too much, and that's not what we want. We don't want this to look like sunglasses. We want it to just lighten up. So originally it's very white because of the glare, and we pull it around here and it lightens it up. And that's all we need to do for that one. So if you take your snipping, and if you need to, say new, and snipping, do edit and copy, and then just paste it into your Word document. So now you should have two, the eye and the glasses glare. And that's all for that one. So I'm going to go ahead and close out. Oh, yes, I want to save. I'm going to call it eye glare final. Save it. Yes. You always want to save it because it's inevitable that you lose this Word document and then you'd have to start over if you don't save them. Okay, the next one we're going to do is Freckles. So I'm going to click and drag over here and zoom in on it. You're going to want to duplicate your layer, so duplicate layer. And then we're going to go up to the filter, choose blur, and then Gaussian blur. Now you're going to set it to blur to where the freckles kind of disappear. And it's perfectly okay that her eyes are blurring like crazy because we are going to fix that. So you say OK. Then we're going to go to the history panel, which is right here. And it shows you what you've done so far. So next to the word Gaussian blur, there's this little box. And if you click on that, it brings up the history brush. So if I take the history brush, and then I'm going to change the mode to lighten, and then I'm actually going to click on where it says duplicate layer. So it goes back to the way that it was. However, I have Gaussian blur and that little history brush next to it, which means that when I paint with my history brush, it's painting the Gaussian blur back on. So I'm just going to Gaussian blur the really freckled areas, avoiding getting the details that should be more crisp, like the eyebrows. And this is kind of a blurry picture as is, so it's not like it's perfect. And personally, I think freckles are cute, so why get rid of them? But this could work for other things too. If there was not even freckles, if you had lots of little issues or scars, you could get rid of them with this as well. Okay, and that's all we're doing with this one. So what I want you to do is take your snipping tool, do new, and go ahead and edit, copy, put it in your Word document. So enter and paste. Okay, once again, it's one of those ones, and in fact in this one, it's almost good to look if you compare the two, the original. So if you compare the two of them, which I can't really do, but you know, super freckly, not. So there you go.